Hello.
Hi. Welcome to our live show, Rhythm and Rant. I'm Madison, and this is
Tamir. Hello. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about hyperpop and glitchpop and alternative pop, all the subgenres, the crazy subgenres of pop.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about artists such as Charli XCX, Brakence, Glaive, ericdoa, 100 gecs.
All right, so to start off, I'm going to do a sort of a mini genre lesson. So the origins of hyperpop, it emerged in the 2010s with the UK-based label PC Music, founded by A.G. Cook, and you might have heard that name if you have been around Charli XCX. He frequently works with Charli XCX's production. And so in sort of early 2010s, hyperpop was sort of created by them. And it's a fusion of pop with avant-garde elements, incorporating electronic, hip-hop, and dance music. And it's notable for like fast pace and just basically pop music that's kind of sounds crazy. A lot of like audio processing and auto-tune. And the mainstream recognition, hyperpop, like the term actually didn't really take wave until like COVID time, 2019, 2020. Because Charli and A.G. Cook and all of them, they were always making this music, but I only really realized that hyperpop wasn't really coined as a term like that until COVID. We had people like 100 gecs who are also making hyperpop music, and yeah, it just skyrocketed during lockdowns. So now we're going to share some personal experiences that we have towards the genre. Madison, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I think I discovered it around 2020 again. It was really like a digital sound, so it makes sense. I think I was introduced to it first through Twitch, surprisingly. I think it was Glaive was on a live stream, and I discovered him through there, through his, I think he was promoting his album, All Dogs Go to Heaven. And I know that is not the most hyper poppy sounding album, but that kind of introduced like gateway into the genre. Obviously, I've heard like Boom Clap on the radio, but did I know
Boom Clap was she was in her pop era during that, so that wasn't hyperpop.
No, okay. And that was kind of, I guess, the journey. You kind of get into a Spotify loophole, and you know, the music just comes to you, and you have to discover it per se.
Your journey is like literally the same as mine, because how I discovered hyperpop, which is also like during 2020 lockdown. I used to be really into Valorant, so I used to be watching Twitch streamers all the time, and I was watching TSM Myth, which I don't know if he's even still on TSM, but anyways, I was watching him. He was playing D&D by Glaive and Astrid by Glaive, and I fell in love with that song. And just like you said, as soon as you like find one artist, like you find Glaive, you get thrown into a rabbit hole. Found Midwest, ericdoa, brakence, Alden. You just find everybody. And I found Brakence, who's my favorite artist to this day. Same way, I was watching another Valorant Twitch streamer. His name was Flex Ninja. He was a Omen main. But anyways, he was playing Royzer, and he didn't have like Spotify on the screen, but it was like the best thing I ever heard. So I had to like track down the song, and I finally found it. Until then, like Brakence is basically like part of my identity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now we're going to transition over into some overviews on some of the prominent artists and some of the prominent projects within hyperpop. Of course, we're also talking about glitchpop and alternative pop, because it's hard to sort of put these artists in a box, because they've made such hyperpop music, but then they've ventured away to sounds that are a little bit less of that like standard. Like if you ask me like, okay, what is hyperpop, like 100 gecs would be like hyperpop, that's hyperpop, you know. But like there's so many people who kind of make hyperpop, but it's not essentially so like gridded in that. So we're gonna start off with Glaive. So basically his background, he's from North Carolina, and he began releasing music in the COVID pandemic. Did you know that he only started in COVID?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he's our age.
He's our age. Exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
Part of the reason I was like supporting and listening to his stuff because I was like, oh, young people doing cool things. Like, that's something to listen to, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. And so his rise to fame. So he gained he gained attention with tracks like Astrid, which is still my favorite song by him. And his 2020 album Cypress Grove, leading to collaborations with artists like ericdoa and Curtains and like all these people, amazing people, and they're all friends, and they all made like the same kind of music back then, like a tight knit community.
Yeah.
What is your like take on the community, like the fans base of hyperpop? Because what I've noticed, like it's one of the best communities to be a part of, because if you go to a Glaive concert, you're gonna see the same people at the brakence concert, the same people. It's like amazing.
It's like kind of like how they're all friends as artists. The fans become friends too.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Yeah, so obviously, if you guys didn't know, we're gonna actually have proper hot takes, which is gonna be one of our last segments. So right now we're just kind of talking about the artists, but then we have some juicy hot takes. All right, my juicy hot takes. Yeah. Yep. We'll get the soundboard. We'll get it for next time. I have a soundboard, but you know we might get that for next time because I don't know if this is really working. Let's just do it raw. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, next on the list to talk about is ericdoa. What do you have to say?
I honestly, from the get-go, I think I liked Eric's music more than Glaive's. I think that's like, is that a hot take? I don't know.
No, not at all.
I think his stuff is what, like the first stuff I was introduced to is more poppy, I think. And I think that just, I listen to pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something interesting about him is he's like, people are figuring out about him from his memes. And genuinely, I feel like, you have to give the music a chance too, because the silly stuff is funny.
Yeah, definitely.
But he has some bangers.
Yeah, I have a hot take regarding ericdoa later that kind of revolves around what you just said, how he is like, obviously he has his own style and like he's not like making the typical mainstream pop that you hear in mainstream pop, but he is still more poppy. Yeah, it's still very much like that, and I actually have something to sort of say on that. But as for his background, he's from Connecticut, and he's been making music since 14 years old, apparently. He's influenced by artists like Rick James and Earth, Wind, and Fire. His career highlights, he released projects such as Public Target in 2020 and COA in 2020. COA is definitely like a prominent hyperpop album for his time. And he released singles like Fantasize, which if you heard Fantasize, right? That's very pop.
Yeah,
like
very
so like already, even back in 2021, he was kind of going away from hyperpop, you know? He was, but you could see why, because he has such a talented voice, and he's able to make that kind of music, and I think it really fits him well still. Yeah.
Actually, I have a question. So would you say that when they lean into more of their own voice rather than autotune and effects, does that lean away from the hyperpop style?
I guess it does, because like part of the genre is about autotune, and you should expect that. It's part of, like, people need to learn that autotune is actually a tool for music. 100%. It's not like a getaway if you're bad, because if you cannot make music, autotune is not gonna make you sound amazing. Like, it's you know, it amplifies what you're already good at, you know, or amplifies what you already have. So because, you know, I'm tired of sharing brakence music with somebody, and the first thing they do, because it's not what they're used to hearing, is, oh my god, the autotune, the voice, it's too much. Like,
right, it's more of like a soundscape.
Yeah,
it's like, thought out.
Yeah, open your mind. It's intentional. Exactly. It's there's a purpose. The reason they're using it's because that's the genre. So when they lean into their own voice, it definitely is going away from hyperpop, because hyperpop is sort of.
And I think that could be also part of the reason why it's quote unquote dying.
Yeah, because
I think
people don't.
Artists just want to try singing a bit more.
Yeah, and also they're probably just like how I'm tired of people telling me I can't listen to this, because they're probably tired of people telling them that about their own music. So yeah. And next, break it. Hold on. Woo! Yes. brakence. That's all I need to say. No, I'm gonna say more.
Yeah.
So, who is brakence? He is known for blending elements of hyperpop and glitchpop and alternative genres. He gained attention with tracks like Roiser on his Punk 2 album. And his musical style is incorporating glitchy electronic sounds with emotive vocals, creating a unique soundscape within the genre. Now, he is someone who's kind of still making hyperpop, but I think I like to prefer to call him glitchpop. Yeah. And I think he does also, because if you like read his Spotify bio, it says glitchpop perfectionist. So I think he likes that term better. Yeah, hyperpop is, I think it's a dying term, but it still exists. Yeah. Yeah, brakence, he's amazing.
I agree.
Oh gosh. And the
It's
fun,
very like he puts a lot of detail into it.
Yeah. The funny thing is though, like as much as he uses the auto-tune and the processing because he's making that genre, that's what it's for, he can actually sing. He actually has a good voice. Like if you go on his TikTok or Instagram reels, like he has those acoustic videos. Like he can actually sing. He does covers of, he did a cover of a Headlock by Imogen Heap. And he can actually sing. So if anybody ever tells me, I am the first to like stand up for that man. But yeah, essentially, as you said, like he does details in a lot of things. Like both his albums are like transitional albums. He also produces all of his own music, which is crazy. His talent is insane. Like he produces some sounds that I've never heard in my life. And it's so crazy how when a producer who is so like unique makes their own sound, like if you hear somebody else with that kind of beat, you know, you just think of break, like, oh, that's a brakence thing, you know? Yeah. Do you like listen to brakence a lot, or like who's the most one you listen to?
I do. The most, honestly, probably Eric.
Yeah. Eric is good.
I did listen, like I think brakence is a very bingeable album.
Yeah.
Like you could just put it on and every song, it's kind of a similar style, but like it's different.
Yeah.
And even the older stuff, same realm. Like you can just listen to it and it's similar in the sense that it's still glitch pop, but they're all different songs.
Yeah. I think another thing we have to talk about is the fact that brakence also, he's punk. He, you know, certain tracks like F Boy and FWB and Intellectual Greed and Dropout, like some songs aren't hyperpop or glitch pop at all. Like he also is like pop punk or punk, like which like with those heavy guitars and drums. Like he is versatile. And there's almost like, because okay, when I show someone brakence, you cannot start off with like 5G, for example. Have you ever heard 5G?
I have.
Yeah.
I think is that not his most streamed one?
Yeah, from I don't know if it's his most streamed song, but it might be one of the most streamed from that album. But yeah, you can't start off with that. Like I'm just looking to be like stared at looking weird, like if I show them
that's the one you find from TikTok.
Yeah. You have to show them something simple, like his rock songs where people are like, oh, I like rock, and then you like ease them into it. That's what I have to do. You have to ease them in. Yeah. Okay, so 100 gecs, you start off, because I don't have
100 gecs. They kind of, I guess, set the scene for like I want to say main, besides like Charli stuff, like mainstream hyperpop. They broke a lot of barriers by like dressing like wizards, and like even their albums, it's hyperpop, but it's also, they blend other genres in there. So they were, I guess, kind of, they introduced the genre.
Yeah.
Don't have notes for this. I'm just ripping. But they kind of, I guess they implemented hyperpop into other genres, and they brought that album to the world.
Yeah. As for me, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't listened to 100 gecs since like when I first got into the genre with Glaive and all of them, but I do remember listening to Hand Crushed by a Mallet. I used to listen to that one. I don't know if you remember that. That is a good one. That is like really hyperpop.
Oh, actually, the one of the ones like that I can name off the top of my head is one of them helped produce the remix of Friday by Rebecca Black. And Rebecca Black, she also kind of turned to the hyperpop direction since the infamous Friday. If you listen to her newer stuff, it's really like pop punk and hyperpop, electronic pop.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, do I have anything else to say about 100 gecs? No, I don't. So yes, I guess. But 100 gecs is good when you're in the mood for 100 gecs. They're
very
like
significant.
Yeah, very. Yeah. I've also never listened to their like albums. I only listened to like Hand Crushed by a Mallet and then their other like their most popular songs. Yeah. I'm just thinking of their music now. It's like it's funny. You know that one, the intro to that one, like. But anyways,
aux isn't working.
If you know, you know. Yeah, the aux isn't working. Like okay, guys, next episode we're gonna figure out this auxiliary cord and so we can play songs. But essentially, let me get what I was talking about. There's this funny intro. It's Money Machine. That's their most popular song. And they have like this funny intro to Money Machine. If you know it, you know it. Anyways.
Okay.
So, moving on to the most important person this episode. No, brakence. But the most important person this episode, Charli XCX. Yes. So Charli. So, she's also like a pioneer adopter of hyperpop elements, if you didn't know. What I didn't know either, that I've been listening to hyperpop all my life because I've been a fan of Charli since 2014, since Boom Clap, since Fancy. I've always been listening to Charli. And I didn't know that her like albums was hyperpop because it was that music, but again in those early days that term didn't really exist.
Pop, but more fun.
Yeah, but now it's like there's a name to it because we need to categorize everything. But yeah, so her and A.G. Cook with PC Music, essentially they were doing it. And her recent success, the Brat album, which released in 2024, which received critical acclaim and won multiple Grammy Awards, including Best Dance Pop Recording and Best Dance Electronic Album. And she also won awards at the Brit Awards, which, because she's a British girl, yeah, she's British. Essentially, Brat is a hyperpop album.
It is.
It is, and it's winning Grammys? That's crazy. Like, you don't, like, Charli winning Grammy felt like I won a Grammy. Like, okay. Because I was so proud of her. Like, wow.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Brat?
I think it was really good. Like, I think it did become super mainstream, a lot because of like social media and TikTok. But I think standalone and even the deluxe one, again, it like fits that hyperpop style of like being very intentional with sound.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess like I'll start with hot takes now because
go for it.
Since we're already on the topic of Charli, I'll give my hot takes on that. So, as you said, like, yeah, Brat became very mainstream because it was one of the biggest things. Nobody could stop talking about it. And Charli did something that any artist hasn't done in a long time, which is have their album have longevity, which means that it's released and then we don't just forget about it 2 weeks later, which is like most albums released in 2024. That's what happened to them. Besides like Billie Eilish and like who else? Who other album were we talking about? Like, I don't even remember what dropped. It's so much dropped I don't remember. But like we remember Brat. We remember Billie Eilish album. So she had the world in a chokehold, which means she was the most popular thing. And so my hot take is, as like experiencing Charli's music for a while and like obviously she's big now and she was never like underground or anything. She just wasn't as big. Like and so people didn't really talk about her in the way they talk about her now, and like she was almost like a acquired taste of music. And so, but all of a sudden, because everybody loves it, now everybody loves it. So it's interesting because as a Charli fan, I don't think that Brat is her best album, even though there's some great songs on it, and I'm happy it's getting attention because thankfully she's now making it easier for other people who may want to do that genre to like succeed, because now there's good attention behind it. But I just hope that, you know, people didn't just listen to Brat. I hope if they liked Brat, that they go deeper into Charli's work, because like I said, I don't believe it's her best albums, which is crazy because Brat is amazing. So please go listen to Charli's other albums. I'm gonna give like music recommendations at the end, so I'll tell you which one specifically.
Yeah, no, I think even Party For You is like getting big now.
Exactly.
People are listening to old stuff because they can't get enough.
Oh gosh. And the crazy thing is, Party For You is a song off of her Hyperpop like album. There was remember COVID is when Hyperpop came to life. So Charli also dropped her own Hyperpop album called How I'm Feeling Now in 2020. And Party For You is one of the songs on there. And I was listening. So since 2020, I've been listening to Party For You. Guys, I'm telling you, that has been a bop. Y'all are late to the party. I'm sorry. Party For You, y'all are late to it.
Yeah, but Brat was really dancey.
Yeah.
So I think that also helped. It's like a softer Hyperpop.
Yeah,
it's not
softer.
Like hardcore, you know.
But then, if you listen to the album, there's like actual crazy, like if you listen to Detonate, like, yo, I'm telling you, if you would have showed the same people who listen to Brat like that album, they'd be like, what the hell? Because I wish I could play music for you guys right now, but there is this part of the song, of one of the songs.
Can I pull it up?
Yeah, try. Okay. It might be anthems. I don't know. I don't know.
The monitor
All
one.
right.
Is this it?
It's not that.
No, this is the official audio though.
But that's not the sound that's playing.
Huh?
Do you hear it?
Oh no, that's not the same
Charli.
song.
That's not Charli.
Minnie.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, play
Is
it.
that? No.
Nope. Yeah, we're noobs, guys. First episode. Don't blame us, guys.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, it should be playing.
It should be Minnie. It is playing.
Yeah, but it's not coming.
Okay.
Through.
Oh well. Next time.
Next time. Huh. Well, just go. Don't worry. I'm giving music recommendations at the end of this, and don't worry. Take those notes down. What else do I have to say about Charli? Any more Charli takes? Yeah, I think I covered the Charli takes, so we can go back to Glaive hot takes. Actually, since we're on the note of Hyperpop, I do have something to share. Okay. So, have you ever heard of an artist called Dollywood?
No, I have not.
Yeah, he used to make Hyperpop also. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there is still a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. And they're all young.
Yeah.
It's such a young...
It's a very young genre. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You just find random little artists
I know.
on Spotify. You know, it's fun.
Yeah. So one day, and I think this is January 30th of 2024, so like a year ago. He posted on his story and he was just mad. Like, he was mad because somebody told him, why don't you make Hyperpop anymore? So he like responded to that and he was just really mad. And I replied to it asking him, I was like, what did I say? Oh, I can't scroll up because that's a screenshot. But anyways, I asked him like, okay, you really need to break it down for me why all of these artists who used to make Hyperpop absolutely hate it, because it's not just him. I've seen all the Hyperpop artists who used to make it act this angry way once they like are associated with the term. And so we had this whole conversation and he told me, because we weren't Hyperpop, we rode a wave that made us popular. We were all rappers. People like me and Quinn, who's another, Quinn actually used to be called Parker. Glaive and Parker and ericdoa, they all used to make songs, but now he goes by Quinn. So people like me and Quinn decided to go back to rapping. People like Glaive and Eric thought pop fit them better. So yeah, I guess basically what he's just saying is like, because most of his fans though are hyperpop, so it's like you don't really have most of your fans from the music you're making now, unfortunately. That's why they kind of are like, but it makes sense, because the reason why they're angry is because they feel like they're put into a box now. Yeah.
I would not, like, I don't make music, but like even so, making the same type of sounds all the time, like you must get bored.
Yeah, especially if it's not something that you like
you're passionate.
I mean, yeah, because
like,
he made it sound like we rode the wave, so that means like were you
trend.
passionate about it? Yeah, because if you were just riding the wave because it's popular, did you actually ever want to do it? But I understand that, yeah, because I mean all the fans are hyperpop fans, so it's like, what are you gonna expect? Unfortunately, like you need to now build a whole new fan base essentially, so that, because that's what now they're expecting from you. But yeah, the reason it worked for Glaive and Eric is because they actually can fit that other genre. I'm not saying that like,
yeah, and pop is a subgenre, or hyperpop is a subgenre of pop, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I guess like because some of them went back to rap, I'm guessing that not all the hyperpop fans are listening to them for hyperpop, maybe even listen to rap like that, so they don't really. It's hard to transition. It's easier to go from pop to hyperpop, as you said, than like anything else. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Glaive hot takes. You could start.
My hot takes, when he signed to that label and made that one album that I don't remember, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I'm gonna be so honest. Like,
yeah.
It was really different, and I was kind of confused. But I listened to it. Did I add it to the playlist? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think he's back now, so it's okay. And even his new sound isn't necessarily like hyper pop or as hype as some of the older stuff, but I like it. It's good.
Yeah, that's basically my same hot take. I still believe that Cypress Grove is his best work, because the way he used to make his music was just like so amazing and unique. He had this thing where he used to like pan a deeper or lower octave to the right and the or left, whatever it was, but he used to pan a lower and higher octave of the same thing he was singing to each side, and his vocal processing was just so unique, and like that music was so catchy, and it was like low-key, like it was only hyperpop because it was faster, because like, I think he used to speed up his songs. There used to be like YouTube tutorials how to speed up your songs like Glaive. Like he used to do that, and so I think that's the only reason it was like hyperpop. But in reality, like the beats were kind of just like pop punk almost. But yeah, so but unfortunately, as you said, he signed to, well, not unfortunately, thankfully he got good enough to be signed to a label. He signed to Interscope Records, and then he released that album that you can't remember. It's called I Care So Much That I Don't Care At All. I guess we don't care at all. No, I'm kidding. Anyways,
it's just less memorable. It's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's just different.
It's just different. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I need people to start to be open-minded with music. Like, remember that nothing is, well, unless it's actually trash, but nothing is actually trash. Some things are just not for you. Some things are just different. You know, it's nothing's necessarily bad. You know?
Yeah.
It's just different. But anyways,
art's subjective.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so basically that album, the reason why most fans, and even if you check like the streams, there's a whole, like, you could see the difference between Cypress Grove and I Care That I Don't Care At All. The label, I don't know if it was them or not, or speculating, but like they always kind of try to make you go into a mainstream sound, and his debut album project, it was like folk pop. It was folky.
Yeah,
they tried to turn him into like a singer, but Glaive was never been a singer. So it didn't seem authentic. His lyrics and the themes was authentic. You know, he's talking about his life, his growing up and relationships or whatever. But like the style of music didn't make sense, because I mean, I was even watching a Twitch stream by him, like you said you'd have before, and he said like he doesn't inspire to be a singer, or like one of those singers who like do runs and stuff. He takes vocal lessons to like breathe better while performing on stage, but like he doesn't inspire to. So why was he now trying to be like a folk pop singer when he's Glaive? You know? But he is not with the label anymore. And guess what happened as soon as that happened? Guess what happened?
Guess what happened?
No, guess what happened?
I listened to the new one.
Yeah.
And it's like really different than the one with the lip.
He went back. He went back. Hold on. Let me get the claps. We need the claps. He went back. And that just goes to show you how much creative freedom that you do have when you're independent.
Yeah.
You could tell that he didn't waste any time, because as soon as he left, he was releasing music and it was like no more folk pop. It was back to like that crazy upbeat.
I don't think he was
processed.
ever folk. It's just his voice sounds folk.
No, if you listen to the album, like the beats, it was like folky.
But his like sound originally.
His sound originally.
I'm saying the way he sings is like very cozy and soft.
Yeah, cozy.
Which I think from a label perspective, you could understand why they
wanted him
in that direction.
And
but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
with
and
the
I
genre.
understand why in a minute. Let's move on.
Yeah,
so
move on.
Because I'm segueing. I'm doing W segues. So the next hot take: who do you think has more mainstream potential, Glaive or ericdoa?
I'm gonna say Eric, because pop is just mainstream. I associate pop with mainstream.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're like comparable in terms of like better or even just amount of listeners. It's just like mainstream.
Well, I agree. I agree, but it's interesting. I have like two different reasons. I think they're both capable, but for different reasons. So I agree with you. ericdoa is, I think, the most capable because he has his own style, but he's like doing pop, and it's like so great.
It's really good.
It's amazing. One of his songs was in Euphoria soundtrack. Sad for What? Yeah. So
and he did that collab with
Valorant. Yeah, so you could see he's basically getting the things because the sound is taking him there. But I think Glaive has better mainstream potential in terms of his image, and unfortunately, like with music, it's not just about talent or music, it's also about like your image and who you're around. So Glaive being this 6 foot tall 19-year-old white guy who's silly and cute, like I think image wise he has higher mainstream potential, but music wise Eric does, and it's just whichever will take off first. They both will eventually, but it's just whichever picks up with like
Yeah, and Eric still signed his label, right?
Yeah, I think he's still signed. Yeah.
So yeah. When you have I don't know if Glaive has management, but when you have management, it definitely helps in terms
Glaive
of
has
getting
good people
out there.
around him still, even if he's not signed, and he of course still has a very solid core fan base. He just went 100%. On tour,
and they're all like friends, so they're in the same circles anyways.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it for the hot takes.
Oh, amazing.
we could chat it up. What else you want to chat it up about,
Yeah, I know. I feel like you were talking about a lot of like the significant big artists, and that makes a lot of sense. I think with me and listening to music, I kind of just fall in the Spotify rabbit hole. Yeah. And oftentimes I just listen to like the most random, strange little artists.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people who we didn't talk about, like Alden, Midwest, and Jane Remover. Yeah. Jane Remover, right now, though, is making, like, alternative pop.
I think alternative pop is such a huge category.
I know, it's huge. But when I think about it, or we could say indie alternative punk. There's so much things you have to add on to it.
Categories.
Guitars, okay? I just want you to think guitars. That's what I want you to think of. Yeah. But Alden, we could talk about Alden. I don't know if you've ever listened to.
I have for this episode. Some homework.
Yeah, but they were definitely making hyperpop. I guess we could go to music recommendations.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start.
You start. Yeah.
I have been a big fan of this one artist named Corefish. I don't know if you've
I've
heard of
I've
Cornfish.
heard. I feel like
They don't have that much on their discography right now, but I really like the faster. I think it's an EP. EP. Yeah, it's like kind of in that realm of Glitchpop break-in style, but I think I don't know. It's just like very upbeat. I can't play it, but
Yeah.
wish I could play it.
next time, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and have you heard Han IRL?
Hand. No.
They're a Glitchpop girly.
Sorry, I just remembered
Blue
another
hair.
artist. No, I have not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I catch myself listening to Glitchpop more.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know what necessarily
What it
defines
defines.
hyperpop. And a lot of the artists that once made like really big hyperpop songs, they've obviously shifted
Yeah.
to like other stuff.
I would say whenever I think of hyperpop, what is my definition is crazy pop. Just okay,
Crazy
think
pop.
about like pop but crazy.
Crazy.
Like pop took steroids.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes like I guess I listen to some where it's not steroids, but they had a little like caffeine in the morning.
Yeah, you know, there's different levels to it. There's Adderall, there's Yeah, okay. So I have a lot. Sorry. I'm a yapper, guys. This is my genre, guys.
Have you heard Horse Girl?
No, but what?
Okay.
No, but it sounds familiar.
Horse Girl? Low-key, like Horse Girl is really good.
Horse girl.
I think you would like it, honestly. Yeah.
You think I would like
Give
horse girl?
a listen.
Okay.
Listen to Take It Off. I think it's called Take It Off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't have my phone, so I can't check, but.
All right. So my first song. Everybody, get a note and a pen. Get paper and a pen and write this down. And if you don't listen to this by the end of the day, you're never gonna have a good music listening in your life. Take this down now. Everybody has homework. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
First, listen to Glaive, of course. Listen to Astrid.
I like Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That's not how it goes. Is it? No.
I took you to Minnesota. How it goes.
I swear
And tell
it
your mama that you
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, so listen to Cypress Grove. Just listen to Cypress Grove. Listen to Cypress Grove. Okay. Next, break-ins, okay? Listen to Punk 2 album. And listen to Hypochondriac. Oh, Hypochondriac. Oh, Hypochondriac. It's my life.
It's a good one.
Yes. And when you listen to these two albums, Punk 2 and Hypochondriac, make sure you listen to it in order because it is a transitional album, both of them. So it's an experience. So sit down. Don't be distracted. Feel every single thing in your ears, okay? This is very important. Okay, next. Charli XCX. Right? I'll tell you which albums to listen to, okay? Listen to Number One Angel, then Pop 2, then the self-titled Charli, then How I'm Feeling Now, Crash, and then listen to Brat. After you listen to all that.
I've already heard Brad.
Yeah, but they need to experience, like, you know, now I'm helping them like Brat more. Gotta experience it, you know what I mean? And I did actually, I know I listed a lot of albums, but that's actually not all of her albums. I like left off 2, but start off with Number One Angel and then go up from there, then listen to Brat. Yeah, my favorite is probably like, I don't know, it's so hard to pick. Like, yo, that's why I had to put so many because I'm telling you, her discography and albums, oh my gosh, there's like amazing songs on each one. Please just listen to all the albums, like you have to.
Okay,
Then
I
listen
will.
to Brat.
I will.
So Jane Remover. We didn't talk about them much, but they're not really hyperpop again. Yes, I know. They're like alternative pop. At least right now. I'm sure like early days they did make hyperpop. But listen to Census Designated, which is a single and an album, but I'm talking about the single because the song Census Designated is amazing. Listen to that. And listen to Flash in the Pan by Jane Remover. So listen to Alden. Have you ever heard of Alden?
I have.
Yeah.
I
mean, we talked about Alden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to What Was the Last Thing You Said featuring Glaive. Have you ever heard that one?
Maybe.
What was? No, okay, I'm not gonna say. And listen to Glitter. Glitter is definitely hyperpop. I think it's still one of their most streamed songs. Yeah.
Okay. I'll listen to them.
There's more. Listen to Avit. His 2 albums, Imperfect and Incomplete and Lines of Death. Midwest. Have you listened to Midwest? You've heard of him?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, he's like, they're in the same boat of Glaive and ericdoa. My favorite project by him is Better Luck Next Time. I don't listen to him a lot, but if I ever listen to him, it's that project. It's also not hyperpop. It's alternative pop. And Chemo. Have you ever heard of Chemo?
No.
Well, listen to Chemo, guys. Listen to Chemo. And that's it. Sorry. I
That's
had
good.
to give. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're on similar wavelengths. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I kind of think that wraps it up. We can kind of give a closing remarks and summing it up.
Okay.
What is something we learned today about hyperpop, about glitchpop, about?
I think if anything, I just learned that we have like similar,
Yeah, in terms of
tastes,
that genre, yeah.
but we definitely listen to different artists.
Yeah.
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 And I have homework.
Yeah, you have a lot of homework. Like everybody.
You should
Ooh.
listen to my recommendations.
Yes,
too.
I will.
We should make
We're gonna swap
collaborative
recommendations.
playlist.
Yeah, playlists make. Yeah, we need to do
And
that.
also, we should probably make a Rhythm and Rant podcast playlist.
Yeah, Rhythm and Rant playlist.
Rhythm and Rant playlist.
Ooh, where I put all the, so y'all can just go and
Yeah.
from there instead of having your pen and paper, because I just gave you a lot of tea, like.
Right. And next week's episode is.
You want me to pick right now?
Yeah, you pick. You choose.
You know, okay. I don't know, man. Let's discuss. Let's have the live discussion right here.
Live discussion.
Because we were thinking about either doing R&B, but then like nobody's doing R&B right now.
Yeah, there's no.
So it's kind of hard. We were thinking of doing pop mainstream, but then we just did hyperpop. So I don't know if like brand, like, you know. I mean, people understand pop is
People
different from hyperpop, but like,
Yeah.
or we could do rap.
We could do rap.
And you choose.
Me too.
Yes, let me be the indecisive one, please.
Yeah, let's do. Let's do.
What are you gonna do?
I see what you did there. One of those two. We'll put a poll.
A poll? Okay, yeah, we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll. Hey, so we don't gotta make our own choices.
Someone will vote.
Someone will pick it. We don't gotta pick it. We'll put R&B,
pop, and underground.
rap. We'll start off with underground because no one cares about mainstream rap. Who cares about that? No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. You wanted to see Yap for 5 minutes?
Sure. Have you listened to Cybertrash?
Cyber Trash by who?
That's their name.
Oh, no, I have no idea.
Cybertrash always sneaks into my listening, and then it's only like last
What are
week.
these names? Horse Girl, Cyber Trash.
Listen, they always sneak into my listening,
Yeah.
and I haven't added their songs until like a few days ago because I realized, wait, I've listened to this song so many times. Their music, like, it has a lot. It has like millions of streams. And I think everyone's in this similar boat.
Okay, Cyber Trash.
Where we just
You're not trash.
We listen to Cybertrash and we don't seek to listen to Cybertrash. If that makes sense. It just
Cyber Trash. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an interesting name. And they're hyperpop?
I would say it's like alternative for sure.
Uh-huh.
Some of the songs are very hyper pop with like
Yeah.
the glitch noises, the auto tune,
glitch noises. Ooh.
the sounds, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Mm.
think they were supporting Tiffany Day in their LA show. Have you heard of Tiffany Day?
No.
I don't know if Tiffany Day's. Yeah, Tiffany Day is sort of hyperpop.
Tiffany Day.
Yeah. Get the paper out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to get paper out too. There's a lot of things I don't know.
See, we listen to different things.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm learning today.
Like we listen to the same things, but different people of the same things or something. And then sometimes it matches up. Like ericdoa, it matched up, you know, and all that. Yeah. Brakence. Can I just say?
Which is your favorite song?
Oh. You already know I'm indecisive. How can I pick my favorite song?
Or most recent listen to?
Oh, okay. This morning I was listening to Brakence 2.0 freestyle because, yeah, it's actually one of his like most different songs. He's basically rapping on it, but the beat, like all his beats are amazing because he's an amazing producer. But then like on my story, like last night at like 2 a.m., I posted this like drummer doing a cover, like a drum cover to it. And so I was been listening to that song. Basically, like, you just find so many talented people in that community, like people who are doing art for him, people who are doing covers for him, and like I was on YouTube. That video came out like years ago, and I just posted it on my story. But yeah, that's the most recent Brakence song I listened to. Yeah,
I'm re-listening to First Ego.
First Ego. What is that?
I don't know which album it's from, but
wait, that's a Brakence song?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You see, I'm a fake fan because let me tell you a secret.
You don't have to remember what album.
No, let me tell you a secret. I don't listen to his like older stuff because to be fair, it's not even my fault because it's not like it's a completely different style, and I like the Brakence that like does alternative pop or glitch pop. That was like, Eden? Have you ever heard of Eden?
Yeah.
Exactly. So his older music was like sounded like Eden. And I didn't really like it as much as I like Punk 2 or Hypochondriac, so I don't listen to it a lot. So that kind of side of Brakence is not in my head.
Okay,
yeah. But Eden is good too. He's alternative pop.
Right.
Eden is awesome. Yeah.
Have you heard of Elroy?
Elroy!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we have like 1 minute to talk about that guy, but listen
really
to Elroy,
good.
guys. Listen to Elroy. Oh my gosh. Dude, he always replies to my stories and stuff.
Nice.
I love him. Okay.
That's great.
Great episode, even though we had technical difficulties.
And
but
only one camera's working.
Only one camera. Yeah, it's not us, guys. We would not set it like this. Okay, but it's still fine. We look great. We talked, we yapped. We had a great Hyperpop episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Rhythm and Rant so you can leave your hot takes for next episode. But anyways, I've been Tamara.
I'm Madison.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.